There's something different about him. He walks into a room, and without saying a word, she notices. Not because of what he's wearing, not because of his money or his car, but because of his presence. He doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He doesn't need approval. And yet, she's drawn to him. This isn't about being a bad boy or a nice guy. This is about magnetic masculine energy, the kind that pulls her in naturally, without trying. And if you master it, you won't need to impress anyone ever again. 1. Presence is power. Masculine energy begins with one thing: presence. A man who is fully rooted in the moment, not distracted, not anxious, not performing, is deeply attractive to women. He listens without rushing to speak. He speaks slowly, intentionally. He doesn't check his phone. He doesn't fidget. He doesn't perform to be liked. He already likes himself. Women notice this presence instantly. They sense that he's anchored, grounded like a mountain. And subconsciously, she wants to stand in the shelter of that mountain. You don't get presence by watching videos. You get it by living deliberately, walking slower, breathing deeper, being still. 2. The polarity game, masculine versus feminine energy. Women are not attracted to men who match their energy. They are attracted to men who complement their energy. Feminine energy is chaotic, emotional, intuitive, flowing. Masculine energy is calm, grounded, logical, structured. When a woman is in her emotions, she doesn't want you to join her chaos. She wants to feel safe in your calm. Most men fail here. She tests you. She pulls away. She throws emotional sparks. And the weak man panics. He chases. He argues. He tries to fix her mood. But the man with magnetic energy, he doesn't chase emotions. He doesn't get pulled into storms. He lets her feel, while he remains solid. That is polarity. That is attraction. That is masculine leadership. 3. Control of self equals control of the room. Real masculine energy doesn't try to control others. It controls itself, and that alone changes everything. You become more attractive when you don't overreact. You don't get jealous easily. You don't overshare. You don't try to make everyone like you. A woman feels your emotional mastery, and she respects it. You see, anyone can lift weights. Anyone can make money. But not everyone can walk away from a toxic situation calmly. Not everyone can stay silent when provoked. Not everyone can say no and mean it. But you can. And when you do, you don't need to ask for respect. You become it. 4. Silent confidence is louder than words. You don't need to tell her how strong you are. You don't need to prove anything. Because your vibe speaks before your voice does. Think about the most magnetic men in history. Marcus Aurelius, Bruce Lee, James Bond. They didn't scream for attention. They walked in silence, moved with intention, and carried strength in stillness. So what does silent confidence look like in the real world? Eye contact without fear. Saying less, listening more. Never over-explaining yourself. Being comfortable in your own solitude. Here's a truth most won't tell you. Women don't want a man who's always available, always explaining, always chasing. They want a man who's on a mission. A man who is centered. A man who isn't shaken by opinions. Because that kind of man is rare. 5. Purpose, your deepest source of attraction. Your mission in life is the core of your masculine energy. Not her. Not the approval. Not the attention. But your purpose. When a man is purpose-driven, everything else aligns. He walks with direction. He values his time. He doesn't get emotionally hijacked. And he doesn't settle. You want to be magnetic? Have something bigger than her that drives you. Whether that's your business, your fitness, your craft, your vision. Let her see you're a man with momentum. That's attractive. Because women want to join a man's journey, not become his journey. 6. Discipline is the gateway to power. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build energy. Every time you resist quick pleasure, you grow in silent power. Want to unlock magnetic masculine energy? Master your body. Master your time. Master your attention. Master your addictions. When you stop letting lust, laziness, and distraction lead you, you become untouchable. A man who doesn't need to chase women is the one they chase. A man who doesn't seek validation is the one they admire. A man who walks alone with strength is the one they follow. Your discipline radiates without saying a word. 7. Boundaries, the silent frame that attracts her respect. Most men give too much, too fast. They fear losing her, so they abandon themselves. But a man with magnetic energy, he sets boundaries. He has standards. He walks away when he is disrespected. Not with anger, not with drama, but with quiet certainty. That boundary tells her, this man respects himself. I can't play with him. And here's the twist. The more you enforce your boundaries, the more respect you get. Not just from her, but from the world. And from yourself. 8. Emotional depth without weakness. Magnetic men are not robots. They feel deeply. But they don't lose themselves in emotions. They are emotionally available, without being emotionally dependent. They understand women, but they don't try to fix them. They have empathy, without becoming pushovers. You want her to feel safe. Be emotionally honest, but never unstable. Let her see your heart, but never let her walk all over it. A woman will test your emotional strength. She will push your limits. She will want to know if you are truly strong or just pretending. And when you pass that test, her attraction becomes unshakable. 9. The art of not needing her. Here's the most magnetic energy of all. Not needing her. This isn't about being cold. It's about being complete. You don't need her to fill a hole in you. You don't need her to make you feel like a man. You are whole already. When you can walk away, when you know that you can thrive with or without her, that's when she wants to stay the most. Because nothing is more attractive than a man who chooses her, but doesn't need her. Magnetic energy isn't a gimmick. It's not a trick. It's who you become when you stop chasing and start mastering yourself. Become the man who speaks with presence, moves with purpose, leads with silence, respects himself, radiates calm power, and doesn't need attention to feel worthy. She will notice. She'll feel it without knowing why. And you won't need to say a word. Because your masculine energy speaks for you. You were never meant to chase. You were meant to lead. Unlock that, and you unlock everything.